Whoa.
Yo, what the
Whoa.
Oh, dude, our producer's been drinking cocktails in Mexico for the last couple hours, trying something different.
And I've been drinking margaritas in Maryland. So
Oh no, Llama.
Maryland margaritas. How are those?
they were 20% off because it's National Margarita Day.
Because it's Ash Wednesday.
Yes, I guess. I'm going to hell anyway,
weird.
so
It's
I
a
might
weird
as well have cheap
coincidence.
margaritas.
I don't see any of you with the ash crosses on your head, so no Catholics in here tonight, huh?
Yeah, you know,
Former.
my
Former.
babysitter growing up, instead of taking us to church to get it done, she would take ashes out of the ashtray and do it on our forehead.
The
So that's
ashtray?
what-
But that's
yeah,
no.
the ashtray.
Oh, this started weird.
Were they still hot?
Well, anyway, welcome back to Wook+, another fine live stream with T and Great Went. So we're gonna be talking Mexico tonight, but I have something on my mind that I don't know. Do you ever get something like in your head, you just become obsessive about it? I want to just talk about it because I saw Ant-Man on Friday, Ant-Man and the Wasp. And I'm not gonna give spoilers, but I really liked it, right? Like I thought it was fun, it was weird, it was like everything I wanted, like out of like a sci-fi, nerdy
8 out of
nerds
10.
doing nerdy shit type of thing. And then I come home and I watch, and I hadn't watched any YouTube videos before that because I didn't want spoilers. And I was like excited to like watch the videos, and all the talking heads, all the fucking people on YouTube are like, fuck this movie, it's terrible, it's the worst movie ever, blah, blah, blah. And I was getting so frustrated at this whole, now this is where it gets funny, like the idea of critiquing art and these people tell me how to feel. And then I thought about it and I was like, well, listen, shithead, this is literally what you do after every Fish show is we come on here.
But you don't tell people what to feel.
No, and so I got to make a distinction. I feel like there's the people that are like, this is a terrible movie and kind of make you feel like you shouldn't enjoy it. And I don't think that's positive. Or that was a terrible Fish show, you shouldn't have had a good time. And then there's the people that actually give decent insight about like a plot point or a story arc or CGI, or with Fish, like the way the jam develops or a ripcord. And then that I think gives you more insight and things to chew on, right? Like I feel like if you like try to be more, I don't know, what's the word, like considerate and caring and thoughtful in your critiques, but also not
Empathetic.
Yeah, but not pushing your bullshit like on other people. And so anyway, that's part of the conversation. But what I wanted to talk to you guys about, what I was starting to think about was expectations. Because it's funny how the Marvel phases and like Fish eras kind of line up. And everybody talks about how the early Marvel movies were the best and it was the golden age. But I think back at like Iron Man 2 and Thor 2 and like all these movies that were kind of shit. And I'm like, I don't know if it's just you have like rose tinted glasses looking back into the past. And if that's kind of how it is with Fish too, because I've never heard anybody complain about any show ever before Big Cypress. And I'm curious because you guys both saw a ton of shows back then. I didn't. I'm a little bit younger. Were they legitimately always great shows, or do they only only remember the good shows and nobody ever talks about the bad?
I used to bitch all the time.
Of course you did.
They did Foam again. Every time I see them, they do Foam, that kind of thing, because Foam was played every other night for years. So it's, looking back, you're like, wow, that's great that they did Foam. But in the moment, it's, you don't realize what you have, I guess.
Yeah, but it's also, you're talking to a group of like 10 of your friends. Like there was no internet, there was no big discussion. So there wasn't a lot of places to discuss it with. It was sort of like you and maybe the guys you trade tapes with, or like the guys in college that were around, or like and a lot, and be like, oh yeah, I heard those last couple shows were great because they did this, or like whatever. So it wasn't really as vocal because there wasn't
communal in a way. It's hard to have like an isolated individual opinion, and even if you have one, it gets eroded because like I came out of the movie, and I'm sorry, I don't want to just keep talking about Marvel, but I like legit dug it. Like I really enjoyed it. I'm not gonna say it's like my favorite, but I was very satisfied. And now I'm softer on it. Now I'm down to like a 7, 6.5.
I was 8 of 10, and I watched it a second time, and I'm still there. It had so many great lines. You have to take it for what it is. Yes, it's part of the overall arc, but it's also Ant-Man, like we talked about, is a funny thing. It's a comedy. You know, it isn't the seriousness.
I
So
think that was the best Ant-Man.
I think that was what makes it good, though, is that it doesn't take itself too seriously, and the jokes and the humor in it are what make it funny. I mean, like, there's so much I told you guys I've never heard Alex laugh so much in a movie before. It like cracked her up in points, and that's what makes it fun and entertaining. Is it doesn't take itself too seriously, so why should we take it so seriously? Which, in a way, is also like Fish. Like, Trey laughs at himself when he screws up and is up there having fun, and they don't take it so seriously, so why do we take it so seriously? You know, it's kind of like that whole feeling. So
the movie just really had some great lines.
It was just fun. It was a fun movie. And
what did you guys think about the CGI? Because I heard a lot of things about MODOK and
yeah, I wasn't quite sure what he was. I don't know. I wish we had a clip to look at.
I do actually. I pulled a clip from the movie. I'm going to share the clip, and I want you guys to tell me what you think of the CGI.
I'm wook, a wook organism exclusively for chomping. If I can't chomp, I don't know what to be. Tell me what to be.
I don't know. Just don't be a dick.
That looks great. They put hours into that clip. I don't know what people are talking about.
That was amazing. Amazing.
That's the moral of the movie. I think that's what everyone should take away from the movie is don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick. Everyone can change.
I love that line so much.
We just got limited.
I love that line so much because for like all through 2020, 2021, when there was all these like side wars, you know, and everything, and people like would ask me what my stance was, that would always be my line. I was like, I don't know, don't be a dick, right? It's like, oh, well, they shouldn't be able to do this. I was like, dude, just don't be a dick. That's all it boils down to. So when she said that, I just lost it. I was like, this is perfect.
Can I go to the expectations you mentioned earlier?
Yeah, let's talk about expectations.
Like Fish. Let's get into PHISH Mexico. A big 4-day thing like PHISH Mexico. I always have expectations. They're going to bust out some songs they've never played before, this and that. Same thing with Dix. I was talking about this last year before Dix, that you have expectations. And a lot of times I think I let myself down before I walk in the door because I'm expecting this great thing instead of just taking what I'm given.
Yeah. I think Dix in particular suffers from expectations. I don't know about Mexico. I mean, we can ask Lam in a second because he's down there. But like, I know New Year's for me, Halloween, like there's certain nights, Dix, the expectations are through the roof, and it's very hard to meet that. And
Definitely.
It is
impossible. It's almost impossible to meet them.
Llama, what do you think?
I have no expectations for Mexico. I'm just here for a good time. Like,
maybe they'll break that song out.
I'm hoping they play Llama. If they don't, it's another reason to go see him. You know what I mean? Like, that's all it is.
Well, you're also like a really chill guy, though. And I mean that as
I don't know. Like, if somebody saw me in line though today, they'd been like, "That dude is not chill." It was a long.
Or in the threads.
Or in our threads, exactly.
Holy shit, man!
But I kept all that inside, keeping the vibes outside positive. But I think no expectations, you know, because you kind of set yourself up for disappointment.
I feel like Mexico too. The expectations exceed the set list. Or could, right? Like, it's more than just what are they going to play? Are they going to play well? It's being on the beach. It's being in Cancun and the resort and all these other things, you know, which I don't know if that's better or worse.
I think it's better, though. I think you're already down there. It's basically a vacation. Like, you're getting a vacation and seeing fish kind of thrown in there. So I kind of feel like enjoy the pool, enjoy the drinks, enjoy the weather, go have fun and enjoy it. And then you get the fish show on top of that.
Enjoy Tabor's Choice.
Oh, yeah. Did you find the secret show tonight?
I did not find the secret show yet.
Get out there.
I go to Mexico and I'd just be thinking about all the other stuff besides fish. Like you're saying, the alcohol and the sex and the...
You'd be kicking it away.
Lava's like, I'm out of here.
Sex on the beach, both drinking it and literally, right, Kev? That's
having sex on the beach while having sex on the beach.
I will say, looking back at the Mexico runs in the past, there's something relaxed about the way they play and the way the audience receives it. And I don't think any of the individual shows or runs were like we would say, "Oh, this is the best fish," right? Like never the best fish of the year. Um, but it's never the worst either, right? There's just kind of a very casual. This is what it is at the mean,
one or two jams. Like the Wolfman's last year was one of my jams of the year. You know,
right. One or two bust outs,
Yeah,
and then a
fun-
bunch of
fun covers, a little feet cover, which they've done. I think
the
last couple
Satisfaction
years.
last year was
Yeah,
one of
that was
those
huge.
moments where they just ended up playing a song, which I love that the most.
So yeah, I think it's and to your point, Tim, it's also where it's placed. There's nothing before it and there's nothing after it. So it's kind of just on this island.
There is something after it. Hashtag fish bracket is coming up in 9 days.
Right. But as far as shows go, there's nothing until April with spring tour, and there's nothing before it, like leading into it. So it's just kind of this island of 3.5 shows.
And before last year with the April shows, there was nothing till June.
Right.
It was like Mexico and then, some Trey tour. Maybe Mike hit the road.
Llama.
There he
The
is.
rum and Coke llama.
Sure, I got pizza from the room service.
Wait, let me ask you
now.
now so we can set the precedence. When you pop in, does that mean you have something to say and I should cut what we're talking about to go to you immediately? Or do you just want to chill?
Dude, if I pop in, I'll say whatever. Like, I don't know.
Alright.
Man.
You went
I'm
to-
gonna let you run the show. I'm just here to chill.
You went to Mexico and ordered pizza. Aren't you a tacos guy? Like where?
I
are the
love tacos. They don't have tacos on the room service.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
You almost gave me my
Yeah.
second spit take. Hey, holy
And
shit.
Travis, I've been traveling since 4 a.m. Central Time. So
Yeah, but you were
it's been a
traveling
long
in-
day.
You were traveling in first class, so
Yeah.
it's not exactly like you were schlucking out.
Now, my question is there a bar in the room, just miniatures, or do you have to go and get a pitcher of margaritas or something?
No, they got like 4 liquor bottles, a bottle of wine, and then they brought us a bottle of Chambers. So
And then they'll just replenish it?
I guess.
Yeah, you
I
can
don't
call
plan
it
on
in.
drinking it all.
Right.
Yeah, you probably call it in.
I feel
not
like Kev's never
miniatures?
been on vacation.
I've never been in a room where I didn't have to pay like $10 for a miniature. if
Oh
I
no,
wanted
it's
to
just a whole
drink.
bottle, bro. Yeah.
Oh, they give you a fifth.
Yeah.
And how is the room? Is it nice? It looks like nice curtains, very taupe.
Yeah. It's,
You weren't here. We're not
room.
supposed to ask
Yeah.
Llama about his experience today. It's a travel day.
It's a travel day.
We
so
don't
we're
want to
still
put
gonna-
negative vibes out there.
so we-
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Llama, we know you want to hear Llama. Is there anything else that if you could get a note to Trey, because he's probably watching?
Trey definitely watches.
All right. All I really want to hear is Ghost followed by Llama. Like,
There
like
you go,
that's why I
Trey.
stop seeing fish when that happens. You know what I mean? So if it doesn't happen this time, I'll just keep going. Is that
No, they've
racist?
never
'Cause I'm in
played
Mexico?
Llama. They have never played Llama in Mexico, right?
Oh, hold
I
on.
don't-
I gotta go.
All right. Well, it's funny. Let's talk some stats right now. All right. So you want to know what they haven't played? The most popular or most played songs that haven't been played in Mexico? Bouncing Around the Room.
I can't
That's
believe that.
crazy. I can't
Yeah.
believe that shit. Stash, never played. Runaway Jim. Yeah, Llama, Maze, Sparkle. This is a weird one. Foam. I would think Foam would be played because that's like a beachy kind of like the ocean foam.
That's on my ocean list. Yeah.
You would think that would be one, but
Wilson. That's an
Wilson?
interesting one too. Yeah.
Yeah.
it's ice. I mean, I get it because it's like warm and hot in Cancun, but I feel like you put your ice in your drink and
And that feels like a funny one to play like the early show day, because don't they have an earlier show the last day to play sort of when it's sunny and warm out still? Like it'd be funny to play It's Ice during that.
Out of those songs that they haven't played in Mexico, which do you think is the next one to pop? Like, which one do you think we'll get first?
Bouncing first set tomorrow night.
I don't know. They've been
Again.
playing a lot of stashes lately, so I feel like Stash could come out.
Yeah.
I don't know. I could see a gym somewhere in there too. Run away because you're getting like running away from life for a few days. It kind of goes with it. So I
Yeah,
don't
but
know, one
Jim
of those
ran
two.
off to the mountains.
Maze too. There's been a lot of mazes lately, so I mean, I could see a maze getting in there.
Bring in like another slow maze, like a chill island,
Island
Caribbean
maze.
type- Yeah, island maze. I said island, and I was like, Cancun's not an island, you fuckhead. But I was committed. I didn't know how to get out of it.
Vacation.
Cancun-
It feels like it.
Is Cancun on the ocean or is it on the Gulf of Mexico?
Chat.
which side?
I think it's on the Gulf side, but I'm not.
So
100%
it isn't even
sure.
an ocean then.
I think it's the warm waters, right? So I know it's definitely not on the Pacific side. So I think it's got to be on the Gulf side, right? So
Yeah, it's probably at the south. of the
Lama
Gulf.
said he was in Eastern
Gulf.
time.
What's up? I'm in Eastern time. Yeah, it's the Gulf
So
side.
you're
Yeah,
on the
it's on the
Gulf of
Gulf side.
Mexico, right? You're not
Correct.
even on the ocean.
good thing Makita stayed
Uh,
awake. See that? He's providing
Yeah.
us with information.
It's like on
Tuned
the
into Wook
cusp, I
Plus for
guess.
this awesome information.
It depends on where you draw the boundary of the Gulf of Mexico, I guess. I would say it's on the cusp
Right.
of the ocean and the
and
Gulf
the
of
Caribbean
Mexico.
Sea,
Yeah.
which is also the Atlantic
No,
Ocean.
the Gulf of Mexico.
Oh my God, Kev, I don't
At
know,
the
man.
south of the
I
Gulf
forgot
of
to look at a map.
Mexico. God damn.
The Caribbean Sea is east of the Gulf of Mexico.
Why don't you vamp for a minute and I'll look it up?
The Gulf of Mexico or the Gulf of Mexico?
What did I say? I don't even know what I said. Sal.
Are you taking a
Not gonna
9
go
iron
there.
to it?
See, I developed a whole list of ocean songs, and they aren't even on the ocean. Hey, can the chat put up what they think some ocean songs would be if they?
Yeah, let's talk about our favorite ocean songs. But first, there's more. So yeah, I see what he means. Like I said, at the southern end of the Gulf and on the edge of the Caribbean. And you're like, it's the ocean. But no, it's not the ocean. The ocean is out here. This is the Caribbean Sea. This is the Gulf of Mexico. And Cancun's just out here like, yo, what's up, guys? I'm hanging
All right,
out.
Professor Cool.
This is Llama right here.
Llama's just pounding his drink. He's like,
Yeah.
This is the weirdest episode of Wook+ ever.
Is it the weirdest, really?
No,
now,
it's
do
not.
you? All right,
Okay, I
chat.
don't think so.
Chat. Do we count songs that are just have a line about the ocean, like Two Versions of Me has something about the ocean in one of the lines? Does that count?
Well, I think the official rules are whatever
Uh-oh.
Osiris accepted for their coffee giveaway. Remember that coffee giveaway they did? We're like, hey, if they mention water, tweet this song or whatever.
I got coffee.
Yeah.
I have
Yeah,
some
of
in my
course.
freezer right now.
I know. I don't know how well thought out that was though, because every
What a-
fucking song they were like, oh yeah, Tom Marshall loves the fucking ocean. Like,
Hey guys,
yeah.
my glass is broken. I gotta go fix it.
All right.
All right.
I'm so glad Llama decided to join us tonight.
Oh, he's back. Oh, he's gone.
Doesn't fucking show
But
up.
so would sand count as an ocean song since sand is usually by the ocean?
All right.
Well,
Well, why
that-
don't we go through your list and say yay or nay?
It got
Okay.
played in that on the April show when they did sort of that whole ocean.
That's true, right? I have
Oh, shit.
waves. Waves
Sorry,
is
that was an
obvious,
accident.
right? Waves is obvious. Foam.
Yes.
A song I heard the ocean sing.
Yes.
Friends.
We're on a big boat.
Is it
no, but
ocean in the
that's a
title?
sky boat.
No, it has ocean in it. It has the line ocean in it.
Well, by that logic, so does Soul Planet because the ocean is love.
I would
Right.
count Soul Planet.
All right. What about If I Could? Float
I'm
with
running
me
the lyrics through
across
my
the
head.
ocean.
I'm sorry.
Like theme from the bottom.
No, if I could, I'm nixing. It says that, but no, I don't think that's a good.
Punch you in the eye.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's on there.
Right.
don't know.
Wedge. Wedge is about the Great Divide, but it says something about the ocean.
We're bobbing on the surface. So my wife uses a surface for work, and every time she pulls it out, I sing the wedge, and I don't know. It's just one of those weird idiosyncrasies. Yeah, I guess I'll count the wedge.
Okay.
If they cover Yellow Submarine by the Beatles, does that count as an ocean song?
Sure.
Yeah, 100%. Or Octopus's
Okay.
Garden.
All right.
Yeah,
Either
that's
of those
true.
would be great fucking cover bust
They would be
outs.
great fucking covers, man.
Now, what about something like Drown that is talking about the sea and not the ocean?
Well, that's
Since
even
we're
more
accurate to the
accurate.
Caribbean, we're
Yeah.
okay.
Okay. What about
They
Split
should just
Open
come
and
out
Melt?
and do the Pirates of the Caribbean theme for like a half hour.
What
That'd
about
be
Split
fun.
Open and Melt?
Are we really going to go through the whole list? Yes. Okay. No. I
No?
don't think. I don't.
What
think
about
What
the
if they just
waves?
did the Little Mermaid? Like, just did the entire Little Mermaid song suite one night.
Right.
that's- Yeah.
right.
You know, Under the
Under the
Sea,
Sea.
they got it.
Maybe they can do waves, Ruby waves, waves, wave of hope, waves, and that can be the whole set.
A set of waves.
All right. So listen, I kind of hate it that they do all these fucking songs in Mexico or like AC, and
What
I
about-
get it. It's
One more.
I don't know.
One more. Let me throw out one more. Tide Turns. Is that an ocean song?
No, that is about his getting off of junk and rehab and rehabilitation and not being on heroin.
But the
So
tide is what drives the ocean.
the moon is what drives the tide. But
Oh, you got all
Thank
science
you.
on your ass, Kev.
whoa.
Geography and science tonight. This is
Yeah, I don't know. I
amazing.
don't. Come on, Fish. Just play fucking great fish. Don't worry about. We get it. You're on a beach. You do it all the time now. Like, you don't need to do that. You don't need to be gimmicky. Just play fucking great fish. I
What
don't
if
know.
they play Great Fish, but it's gimmicky?
Yeah.
If they're gonna go gimmicky, then like go balls to the wall gimmicky and do like Octopus's Garden or Yellow Submarine, or bring back the ocean. They covered that in what year did they do that? In 16. That would be a fucking great one to return to. But I don't know. I don't just want like the ocean suite because that's also like kind of dad rock, like the yacht rock kind of
Oh,
like
yeah.
dad
Oh.
tray kind of shit.
It's very 3.0.
It's very 3.0. All those songs you listed, the ones that are really about the ocean are from 3.0.
I
All
want
the
to
other
hear a
ones are
song I heard.
stretches.
If I was on the beach in Mexico, I would want to hear a song I heard the ocean sing. Just because it's dark and at night, standing on the edge of the water down there, that would probably be pretty cool.
That's Round Room, right? I always like Round Room songs. I love them. I will take them anytime in any show. I would love to have a Round Room song.
Yeah, Round Room is an underrated record, dude. It's absolutely fantastic.
Highly underrated. Highly underrated.
I wonder where it was tiered.
We should have.
I
done
would
that.
go as far to say that that's probably the most underrated Fish album.
Ooh.
I'm thinking. I think you might be right.
Thinking.
Right, because everybody loves
Thinking
Signal
that's something I'm
Oasis.
not doing tonight, so I'll leave that to you.
I
And
mean,
then the one that came after it is probably the worst, huh?
Undermine?
Yeah.
No, I fucking.
I
love
liked Undermine, but we're younger though too. You know what I mean? That was like new Fish for us, right?
Newish, yeah.
Yeah, like we would be like, oh, like when I got into Fish, like it was it. They were broken up, and
I
then
think
Undermine came
Farmhouse
out
was the
and-
first album released when I was like a fan. I hadn't even seen the
okay.
show yet, but like I started
Right.
liking it around then, and then. But yeah, no,
Okay.
like I have a very soft spot in my heart for Round Room and Undermine, and actually the song Undermine with that like industrial steampunky type drums and like the cool lyrics, it's like that has a linear beat. I think is very cool, and I've seen some really good Undermines too. That's a song that they could take out for a walk, you know, a bit.
How about Lonely Trip? That's a new song. and
Oh,
it
that's
does have-
oceany kind of.
oceany.
Yeah. You're shippy.
Mhm.
I gotta say,
Shippy.
I don't understand that segue, T.
I'm just throwing out songs. There is no segue, Llama. Have
That
you watched
wasn't a
this
segue.
show?
His mind is just 5 minutes ago.
Yeah. Have you not watched this before?
What cover would you want?
Wait, I gotta watch it too. I don't have to just be on it.
Yep.
He hasn't been on it or
He hasn't
watched
been on it in
show
months.
forever.
So, yeah.
I
They
work
need to do
best
like
in
a
small
Beach
doses.
Boys. They should do a Beach Boys tune.
Now
No.
you're talking. That would be
No.
great. Yes.
No.
Total Beach
No.
Boys song.
Surfing USA or something.
Good
Even though they're in
vibrations.
Mexico.
Good. They could do an acapella Good Vibrations.
No,
Oh my god.
the problem
be
is
hot.
that the Beach Boys are
Be hot.
such a vocal heavy band,
Right.
And Fish should not do anything.
Wah, 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 wah.
Wah, 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 wah. Well, you mentioned earlier in the green room the Velvet Underground Ocean, which I think would be dope if they did that.
And it's about dope.
Right, like I think Zeppelin the Ocean would be
That's what I was
great
just
to
gonna
bring
say.
back.
Yeah, a Zeppelin cover, the ocean, that would be pretty sweet.
Maybe
Yeah,
bust
that
out
would
the
be.
Sea and Sand. You know,
I don't know that.
Give Paige. It's a Who song off Quadrophenia. The Page. It has a
Oh.
beautiful piano part.
I wish I was
So-
as smart as you when it came to all that shit. You just bust shit out, and I'm like, I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about, but I don't want to embarrass myself on internet.
That's because
TV.
Kev spends all day, like in his mind, going over the conversation of the show, so he knows where to put everything in.
And I
So
appreciate
he's like,
that
I'm
he
gonna
does
leave
that.
Wook here, and then I'm gonna bring this up.
I think that we have the best chance of seeing a Little Feat bust out because it seems like they bust Little Feat tunes out when they're down there. Fat Man, Willin, Spanish Moon.
Yep. That's what we were talking earlier. Definitely. I feel like they
They've-
should continue that theme.
Maybe bust out the Time Loves a Hero finally. That used to
Mm.
get they used to get good
Mhm.
traction with that one back in the day.
They play Spanish Moon in Mexico.
Mexico,
before.
right? Yeah, 1 year, right?
Yeah.
And last year they opened with Fat Man in the Bathtub.
Yeah.
You're welcome, Kev, for all that research.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Llama, for producing.
Yeah,
there's
doing
some of
that
those-
research mid-travel.
You've earned your spot in the credits.
Well, when you're in first class, you can give a little.
That's right.
Are we allowed to
Okay.
talk about that? Your bougie wook experience?
My bougie look experience. I think when you hit a certain age, if you like save your pennies, I think to splooge every once in a while on yourself is good to do.
Just splooge all over.
Just splooge all over yourself.
Or
Yeah.
splurge.
Or splurge.
Whatever it might
Kevin with a grammar lesson. So now science, geography, and grammar tonight. We're on a roll. Next,
We're gonna
time.
call this Professor Kev, right? Like usually it's
Professor Kev,
Savage
yeah.
Kev, but tonight we got Professor Kev. No, I hear you, man. And like I'm a big dude, right? Like I'm a
Yeah.
you know. And like I fucking hate sometimes when I do like business trips and shit and it's not on my dime, I'll select the first class or like the business because like you get a little more room and stuff.
Really?
It's
Yeah.
a little more comfortable. Yeah.
This was my first time in first class. This is our first time doing Mexico. Like we're treating ourselves.
Yeah, you deserve it, man. You've been
hard
working your
part-
ass off.
Well, but here's the flip side now. I'm not going to see any other fish shows this year, probably. Right?
Yeah.
That's a sacrifice. Like,
Right.
Is it worth it? Is the
That's
question.
right. You aren't going to be missing anything.
I think that's up to you, man.
Right.
I think it's your mindset. I honestly, so
Exactly.
like last year I saw a fuck ton of shows. This year I'm seeing like none. But either way,
Yeah.
I always treat the shows like it's the last time I'm going to see the band because you don't know
You don't know.
when the last time you're going to see the band is. So if you
Mhm.
don't treat the shows you go to like the last show you're going to see, you're fucking yourself over. Really, if you think about it, right? Like you need to treat every show you're at like it's the last show you're going to see. And then that's how you live your life.
Yep. The first time I saw the Dead, Garcia went into a coma 2 days later. I thought I'd
Ugh.
never see him again. You know, I was
Right?
like, that
Yeah.
was it.
Yeah,
At least I got there
saw the
once.
Dead was in Chicago at those shows, and then that was the last show, and you were like, "Oh, I guess we're never gonna see him again." And
I
you
would
didn't.
argue, I
So-
guess, like when Wook and I were like in college and coming up, like there wasn't a big band like the Dead, and Fish had stopped. So like we kind of missed that.
We
Boat, I
floated in the like the lower circuit. Like I saw a lot of Mo.
Dispatch, yeah.
Well, all right. Yeah.
the,
no.
the regional circuits, yeah.
Right. Right.
Twiddle.
Yeah. No, I'm not that young, bruh. No, really, it was Mo was the headliner that I saw. P Groove, Perpetual Groove, I saw a lot of for some
Right.
reason, but they were
Yeah.
one of those like workhorse bands that like just fucking toured constantly in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
And they're still touring to this day.
Are they?
I think
They
they're
have a
still together.
jam. I forget what it's called, but it's essentially like a Nintendo medley. It's like a one-up Mario type thing, and it's the greatest, coolest fucking jam ever. That is an underrated band. That's like they never come up in the jam band conversation, but they've been a fucking road warrior workhorse for 30 years or
Years.
20 years or whatever, just grinding it out, and nobody even remembers them.
A lot of bands are, missed.
Yeah.
This band, The Big Something, they've been
They're
together over
fun.
10 years. I never realized.
Holy
I thought
shit.
that they were a lot younger
Right?
than.
This band Tavor's Choice has been
Right.
together for like 2 years, and I didn't see a single Tavor's Choice shirt yet.
Lama, I have an
Like,
official announcement to make.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
I'm officially proclaiming that there's a new drinking rule for wook+. Every time Kev mentions the Radiators and every time Llama mentions Taper's Choice, we all must communally drink.
Drink.
I know.
All right,
In
cool.
celebration.
Llama got it in this week. Usually, I said that was my meow. Is
Yeah.
always get a Taper's
Taper's
Choice
Choice.
in every week.
Yeah, listen, I like those guys. I love their music and I like their band. And none of this is being disparaging of them. It's more so just me fucking with Llama. But I think that's appropriate. And if Young Ryan mentions Goose, we can't drink because we'd all be have alcohol poisoning in 5
Well, he
minutes.
just mentioned it in
Yeah.
the chat. So
Right.
Right
But I
on
feel
cue.
like if we have a platform, we should promote newer bands as well.
Right. Well, if they're decent, you know who's a decent band?
Tabor's Choice.
There's this new band Hugh out of Philadelphia that you guys are gonna see coming up. You should
Coming
definitely
soon.
check out.
to a city near you.
Actually, that little jam in the countdown, if you heard it, that was just a snip from one of our previous jams. Throwing them in there.
Hopefully, we don't get a copyright violation.
I heard their management's a dick to work with.
Fucking assholes.
As long as they're not
Yes.
with nugs, we're okay.
Fucking assholes.
A lot of festivals coming up, and festivals. I really want to get back to that because that's a great way to find new bands. The guy playing at 12:30, that you happen to stumble by because you need a Coke to fucking try to get your head
So-
back together.
That's right. And speaking of those new bands, I'm hoping to see Aggie Friday night in Hollywood, which I'm hoping
So
to see.
I have a question with these festivals though, right? Is they're all kind of regional? Like you have your Peach Fest and you have your like
Summer camp.
Orange Beach Fest. Like remember
Right.
back when I was in elementary school, there was like Horde.
Yeah.
And so it was like the same band that traveled. And it was like the fest. Like, which do you think is better, old guys? The
Yeah, old
traveling
guys.
fest
Well,
or
I mean,
the specialized,
from
localized fest?
from a business standpoint, it's got to be cheaper to have everybody come to one place over 3 days than trying to get 6 bands on the road with 2 stages for a month and a half.
Right, but you reach more people doing it that way, right?
Right. The Horde was fun. So, I
It was
mean, I
fun.
went to Horde one year, and Government Mule, they had a workshop tent that had like
Right.
Warren Haynes would play in for a half hour or something, which I thought was neat. But with the festivals, I like the festival because you can stay there. You show up on Thursday night, you have all day Friday, all day Saturday, all day Sunday, and then Monday you leave and you don't have to get in your car again or anything.
And that's like
Right.
what Lollapalooza, like it used to tour, and then Perry put it just in Chicago and made it a destination thing. So I don't know. I think he realized it's easier to get the bands to come to you in one city than trying to get a tour going on, which has to be a pain in the ass trying to coordinate that.
Right. IXO,
But I would feel
Lollapalooza.
like the tour, though, it's only a one night dedicated, right? So
Yeah.
so
They
it's only
still
gonna be like
do
maybe
that
6
llama
bands.
though.
But not when the jam band scene as much.
No,
as
not
they
in
do.
jam scene.
Yeah.
But
Warped
like
Tour, I think Warped Tour still goes.
Yeah,
on.
Warped
yeah,
Tour
like,
still does
like
it for sure.
punk
Yeah.
and emo and
Right.
pop.
Like
and
Monsters of Rock,
Right, Lilith Fair.
Yeah. Yeah.
Lilith Fair.
I guess
So-
would it be better for the jam community to get newer acts out if like
Well, if you
Goose,
live
who
in
people want
Iowa,
to see,
sure,
you know what I
like,
mean?
Yeah, I mean, if you live in Iowa or the Midwest or something, I would be all about
Yeah,
that. But
that's
like,
the
if you're on
problem,
the East
yeah.
Coast
Nobody
or the
comes
West
to the
Coast,
Midwest.
So Llama, who's your lineup? You get 4 bands and then 1 rotating band.
for a jam festival.
Yeah,
For
for
a
a
All right, we
traveling
can go
one.
around the
A
horn. Start
traveling
with
one.
Llama. Let's do that.
All right. Obviously,
Wait,
Tabor's
Kev.
Choice.
Clearly identify this. It's 4.
Four main bands and then 1 that's a side band kind of thing. So
All right,
Right.
fine.
Okay,
And then 5
okay.
bands.
So
All
five
right.
bands, right? 5 bands. So you have Eggy, you got Tabor's Choice, you got Neighbor, you got Goose, and then you can rotate out the 5th band. I don't care who it is. I want somebody new that I've never heard of.
You didn't
Okay.
name a single A-list band for your festival, but it was still a great.
I think that he could sell that out though. I think there's
that
enough
was a
fan
great
bases.
lineup. I love all of those bands. It's just funny that he
Yeah.
started in the middle and,
Like,
it's
I
good.
don't want A-list bands. I don't want to give them my money. Like, I'd rather give money to up-and-coming bands, right?
Wait,
Like,
are we
So you're
doing
in
this as
Mexico-
if we're programming it, or are we the fans watching it?
No, whichever way you want to
either,
take it.
really, I guess. But
Dude,
I mean,
Llama's
I
a
would-
businessman. He's like, I'm not paying fucking fish.
I would program
I'm
it
just
with
in
what I
Mexico to
wanna
see
say.
'em.
Right.
yeah, like Fish, I want to go see 2 hours of Fish or 3 hours of Fish, right? I don't want to see them on a festival circuit like that. But
yeah.
all these other bands, I'd like to get a taste of what they do live, And I think
That's
that's
fair.
what festivals are for, to discover new bands.
That's fair. I kind of, all right, I'm going to get canceled for this, but I kind of do like non-fish festival, like festival fish. God, that's such a complicated way to say it. But you know what I mean? Like, not the balls, not Fish Festival, but like non-Fish festival fish. I kind of dig that in rare doses because you get fucking hit with all the hits, and I don't know, it's such a fun experience. Like Bonnaroo, or what's the other?
So who are your bands?
Fish.
All right. I think Fish headline because it's gonna bring in the great vibe and the great crowd. I think Eggy again. I don't want to steal from Llama. Mo is perfect for the late night sets. I've been to so many festivals and shows where they play from like midnight to like 6 a.m. or crazy overnight things. I think they're great. Humphreys. What do I got? 2 more.
Tavor's choice.
All right, fine. I'll throw Tapers. No, all right. I want to throw J-Rad in there because I want some Dead influence. I don't want to pay for Dead and Co. I'd rather have J-Rad, and then Taper's Choice will be my my C string or whatever.
All right, you up for this too?
Go ahead, Kev. You're going around the horn to you. You get to go next.
Fair enough. I would want.
I'll be back. My drink is broken.
Okay.
All right.
I want Humphreys.
Yeah.
I want Gorilla Toss. I want Sonic Youth. I want somebody who's going to mellow that out. Ghostlight, I think, would be a mellower
Without
thing.
Holly now. They lost Holly.
Yeah, I know. So we'll
Just
see
add
what they
Tom.
got there. And then for my rotating thing, I would probably want somebody who with somebody who did like a solo kind of thing. That
Like
was,
a Keller Williams.
yeah, kind of.
I
thing,
want
but
Keller Williams, dude. Actually, I'm thinking like I'm not a huge disco fan, like Biscuits fan, but like you need the like electronica clubby type shit for late night when everybody's rolling.
How about I bring in Soul Monday, that
Oh,
with the
they're
two
good.
guys from Trey Band, which
Who
are
was
just
that?
drumming
Who was that
keyboards.
woman that does the Dead DJ? The LB
Go-
Gian,
Oh, Goldie,
Giabi?
Globy.
Giobi. I want her. Does that count? Does
You
that
can
take
have
one of my
her.
spots, or does she just kind of show up and do it? I don't know how that works.
All right, so now you're back on the spot.
Yeah,
For
now it's
me?
all you two.
Yeah.
If you don't answer, the show's gonna stall out. And everybody's gonna be like, "Why the fuck are we here?"
No, I would say a couple small bands. I'd put the Higgs on there.
Such an LA answer.
I'd put Taper's Choice in there. And then I'd go big. I want to see like Rihanna, The
Ooh.
Weeknd.
What?
And then I'd probably put, maybe bring it back small and put like Karina Reichman in there too. And just let everybody like go crazy. Because I want big names in there too. And I'd want other fans to come out from other genres to enjoy other music. I think it's lame when it's just like it's all jam bands or it's all this kind of
Right.
bands or it's all this. Like that was always kind of the fun thing early on with Coachella and stuff was the different bands and finding like,
I
Booker
hear
T and the
that.
MGs playing with, Peter Murphy, but then also Coldplay when they were younger. So like I like bringing in multiple different
One year
fan
Coachella,
bases.
one year Coachella did a thing where like one weekend it was all newer stuff, and then the other weekend was like Steely Dan and
Oh, and
like a
they did the
bunch of
old Cella and they
Yeah.
had like, yeah.
I
Exactly.
I actually really dig that though, G. Like I'm thinking back, I'm gonna age myself and say how young I am, but like Bonnaroo 09 was my first festival, right? And having like Zach Brown Band, which I would never listen to in a million years outside of being confined there, but they were fucking great. It was like a country jam band, and like
Yeah.
I don't want to I don't know, like if I don't want to divide people if you love or hate country or whatever. I'm not a huge country fan. I don't choose to listen to it. But they were the only ones playing in that time slot. And they were like jamming out like good old boys drinking whiskey, but jamming it. And I fucking loved it. And like Bruce Springsteen and like 9 Inch Nails and like all these other bands. I had such a great time because they were like palate cleansers for Fish and Mo and like the other bands that I went there for. So I think having a mixed lineup is actually a
good.
brilliant move.
It's fun. And then you get, you can introduce other people, like you said, to other music. And then you're suddenly like, I would have never listened to this, but I ended up sitting here and having a beer at the festival listening to it. And I kind of liked it. And then maybe you check it out. So
Are we doing
Yeah.
a traveling festival now, or just a
No.
stationary one,
whatever
though?
whatever yours was, whatever
We
your
travel.
idea
I
Mine
was.
was
thought we were
definitely
traveling.
traveling.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine was
Yeah.
like
But that's not
traveling
a
6
festival. I don't feel like
bands.
is that a festival?
It is like the Warp Tour is a festival. You go there the whole
Yeah.
day. They
That's
have
a
shits.
tour. I don't
But
know.
that's
I'm
not.
not
But see,
confident enough to argue with you. I'm just conflicted.
but a
God
festival,
damn it.
you have the booth set up, and you have the Ferris wheel set up, and you have all that stuff.
Dude,
Set
that's
up
how the
there.
Warp Tour is, dude. Like, you go in at
Yeah.
10 a.m. There's like the booth. There's everything to go to. There's bands playing all day. There's 2 stages. Like,
Does festival imply staying overnight to you? Is that attached to the word festival?
I don't
How
know.
How
Yeah.
about a residency
think so.
festival? A residency festival. There you go.
What at MSG?
We need to clearly define these
Vegas?
terms, damn it. All right. How fucking weird is this 7-pack? Like, we've all had a chance to process it. Do you think this MSG 7-night run is fucking weird? Because I kind of think it's fucking weird.
It is weird.
I'm not in love with it. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I kind of fucking hate it. Like, I'm
Kinda
happy for the
hate
New
with it.
Yorkers, but like, and I loved the Baker's Dozen. Like, if anyone that's watched this channel or knows me knows I'm a huge Baker's Dozen stan. I'm not, and I love all the New Year's runs, but I'm not crazy about this fucking 7-pack. I think it's kind of weird to do a random 7-night run on your 40th anniversary year in the middle of the fucking summer when you are the jam band that built their career on touring, and all of a sudden you're gonna fucking go to MSG in fucking New York with the fucking
Maybe-
construction and the garbage on the street.
Maybe they should make shirts that say COVID's last stand or something.
No, you gotta go to fucking Deer Creek and Alpine. You gotta fucking tour.
maybe they're too old for that, though. Like,
They're
I
not
think
too
they're,
old though.
I think they're Vegas residency age.
Do you think that the band is too old? Do you think the band takes in consideration when they're going to play something how much of a hassle it is to play the place, like playing Alpine? It's in the middle of nowhere. The cops are from hell. It's, there's a whole thing with it. Do you think they take that into any consideration?
Not when they play 3 nights there, though. Like, I think it's one of those things. Like, that's why they play 3 nights there. They go and stay and have that. I think it's more the 1-night places are a pain in the ass type thing to do.
I think they have a scratch my back relationship with MSG. And I don't fault them for that. It is a business. And I love, you know what I mean? I'm not like super capitalistic guy, but like I'm happy that they're fucking making it, right? I'm happy they're cashing in. And I imagine that the MSG contract and whatever they set up with them has to be the most, profitable thing they have. Plus, Trey lives in New York, in Manhattan. It's super easy. And I love MSG. I do. Like, I want to defend myself a little or clarify that. Like, I'm not saying that PHISH and MSG isn't great. It's just so weird how it's like a half step. It's like a limp in. We're not making a big spectacle out of it, but we're also not just doing a nice weekend run. We're doing this weird 7-night thing that's gonna fuck up the rest of the summer tour.
And 7 has what's significant?
What if that's the new norm, though? Like, what if they're just prepping you for the new norm?
Well, it'd also be nice if the 7 nights was like in the fall or so, because it's weird in the summer to do 7 nights at MSG indoors in the middle of summer. Like
100%. If they announced 7 nights in the fall, I would be like, "That's brilliant. That is a great idea."
It's weird.
But 7 nights in the middle of the summer, I don't know.
Yeah, it's over a festival, over like a 3 or 4 day weekend festival type thing. It's just. It's tough, and I totally get your point. But like they always say, and like they've been saying, is if we could just play one arena for the rest of our life, it would be MSG, right? And so they're kind of, I don't know if they're prepping you more for that, for more shows there as their home court, or if this is just sort of an anomaly. But it kind of feels
as
like
long
that.
as you're below row 13 in the 200s. And honestly, now I'm at the point where you need to be in like 100s, like 119, 120.
119. That's our spot,
Dude,
right?
It was fucking great.
I love it. It's
like 1, 2, and 3 right behind the soundboard is really, I think, the prime spot in MSG. But 119 is really good. It's a great venue. Acoustically, the sound is absolutely insane. But you know what it is? All right, it's the construction.
This is a.
What?
It's the construction.
No, it is. It's the fuck. There's no space outside of the venue. There's no place to congregate. There's no place to be with your fellow.
But you
wooks.
can't have a fall tour when the Knicks and the Rangers are playing.
You can't have
can't
7
have it
nights.
for that long. Yeah.
Hashtag sports ball. Let's talk about sports.
Or you could have it on the weekends. They can have them play an afternoon game on Sunday. They could have.
I'd hate to tell you this,
Well, they
but
do the thing when the
they
circus
play
comes-
shit on the weekends in
They
sports
do
ball.
the shit when the circus comes to town and both the Knicks and the Rangers have to hit the road for a week and a half or whatever. So they do it. I mean, it's not like it doesn't happen in indoor stadiums, but it's just harder to do that when you have two teams playing in there in the winter.
But
after
said when the
January-
circus comes to town, and I just thought of P.T. Barnum writing down fucking Broadway with a elephant. Like,
But
yeah,
They don't have the elephants anymore. They got
That's
rid of
right.
the elephants. So what do you think of this Bethel thing?
I saw Relics finally posted like an article. Like I was like, oh cool, they have insider information, and then they just said the same shit
Exactly
that
what
we
we
said
said.
a week earlier. I was like, oh, you guys suck. I mean, fucking.
I mean, the more I hear about
it,
it, the more I've been thinking about it. It's going to be a 2-day thing with a bunch of bands. It isn't
yeah,
going to be
it's not gonna
fish
be
there.
fish.
Of course not.
Of
One can
course
dream.
not.
One can dream.
And listen, I hope it is. I want it to be fish, obviously, but it's not going to be fucking fish. Like all the people that are standing hard for the Bethel rumor. I mean, come on, guys, really?
Maybe it'll be a fun festival though, where there's a mix of bands and it's different things and different types of things. So who knows? It'd be nice to get an announcement though and know exactly what it is. So
Well, what they say it was going to be in a couple weeks, so we're probably looking like early March.
probably.
Or middle March.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Sometime around the fish bracket. When's that again?
3/3/23. Hey, you guys want to take a look at it?
Sure.
Bring it up.
I've been working on it. I'm in this stage now where it's like I don't know if you guys have ever done a creative process, but like I have the initial phase. which is, say,
Never. Nothing creative. No.
Yeah. So like the initial phase, like let's say 65%, is just a flood of ideas. I have all this shit I just vomit out onto the screen, and it works great. And then the next stage, there's some echo there. I don't know who the fuck that is, but
It's you.
it could be me. No, it's Llama. I muted him. And so the next stage is this thing where I become like super like compulsive and like I adjust shit and I unadjust it and I do it and I undo it and that's where I'm at now, right? Where it's like you tweak, you untweak, you tweak, you untweak. But it's my process, right? So all right, I'm gonna share where I'm at right now.
Behind the preposition?
Yeah. So I took the color out. I might add it back in. I think the color's a cool addition, but I'm going for this whole like MC Escher 3-dimensional like forest.
Dude.
Like I don't know. It's kind of cool, right?
My brain's just like overloading, trying to even follow.
It's like I'm going the general idea is like all isometric shapes, right? And I have what do I have? 12 times 16. I gotta bring up my trusty calculator. I have 192 songs that are gonna be in it.
Damn.
I think it's gonna be dope, and it's easy to follow. I think, but it looks cool. It looks
I love the
complicated.
cubes. It's very cool.
Yeah,
6-5 odds on Reba winning it all.
I'm thinking about putting some fish in here too, like that are like floating through.
No, dude, it looks that would I don't know.
I don't know. All
You're
right,
the
so here,
visionary. I think it looks cool the way it is.
let me ask you a question. The first 3 brackets were black and white with different line weights, like different thickness lines, but it was all black and white. And then I started adding these gradients and colors. I was tempted, I think, with this one to go back to black and white because it's so geometric.
Can you do gray gradients? Can it just be all black
Yeah.
and white and gray?
Yeah. Yeah, I could.
I think that would be neat because it looks very futuristic. I don't know what the word is. Mechanical. Like, what
Yeah,
did you say? Steampunk? Is that what you were saying?
It's kind of like I don't know. Yeah, it's steampunk, like engineering, right? Like isometric is something that you have a lot in like drawings and blueprints and shit. It's like a specific type of view. Everything's based on 30-degree angles. And so what I want to do, hold on, let me show one more time. I don't want to spend too much time on this, but right now it's very like straight edge, right? Like you put a ruler on the page and you draw your your line, everything is fucking on the right degree, everything's on the same angle. I want to add organics to this. I want to add curved like vines and curves and non patterned patterns. You know what I mean? Like just a hint of organic to it, I think would really soften it up and like give you a cool dichotomy on it. I don't know. Like it's weird. It's like this process is like a fucking weird thing where I just
Answer
start
your
with something
phone.
and go
I
from there.
can't.
Answer the chat line.
And is that Chad calling or
Jason.
Josh Frosh?
It might
Oh
be
God, I
Josh.
wish. Anyway, so yeah, that's the fish bracket. That'll be at 3/3/23. We'll probably have some bracket sports shows and shit. So
You're gonna have a reveal show, right?
I don't know. Yeah, probably.
I hear that that's the way to do things. This goose bracket, that's what they were doing, and
Oh,
they
was
seem to be
it?
really successful with what they're doing.
I got a
I
quick
love you,
question.
Ryan.
Did everybody see that crazy conspiracy post with the hologram dolphins and whales floating around?
Oh, the blue
from
beam.
the Project Blue Beam English guy's post about that and how
Yeah, let me pull that up. That was fucking great.
right? Like I thought that was really astonishingly hilarious and being like, we were actually there and it wasn't holograms, they were drones, man. But he really went all in on it and the conspiracy. And I had responded to one of the
I was getting the
Wombat's
blue light.
thread
I was getting it right in my eyes at MSG. I was like
about,
right
like,
in line with it. So
wait till that guy hears about the ninth cube and Casvov Voxed and the whole, that whole thing, living in the bunker. And was it a test or was it for
Was
real?
that
No,
real? Do you think that guy was like legit or was that like he's
trolling,
fucking around and trolling?
trying to get numbers.
I don't know. Like if it was fake, that would be awesome because that's kind of relates back to the show we were gonna do about the strange tales called Santos and lean into the
Right.
conspiracy theories because that would be brilliant. But if it was for real, it's even more terrifying and scary. And
That's what's crazy about the fucking world we live in right now. Hold on one second. Sorry.
whoa, you're like on a boat.
Shipwreck.
Whoa!
Does shipwreck count?
Yeah. that's
Yeah.
cool. This is crazy though. This is fucking this is all right, this is like flat earth shit.
Call me maybe.
What you're seeing here is Project Bluebeam, high-level advanced holographic projection. You could say in 4D, you can't touch them, but they seem very lifelike, very real. And this is in a stadium. Everyone's filming it. You can see it right there. I think China, for the new year, had the dragons go around the big tower. I'll try and find that clip at some point. But for those of you who are not aware, this is the type of technology that they're releasing on the public now. Imagine what the military and the government have. I wouldn't
Imagine.
be surprised if
Imagine the drones.
to a
The
home
military has a holographic Jerry Garcia to like go bring peace to people.
scare us into giving up our freedoms and security, and they'll protect us as long as we release our freedoms and our rights.
Release the whales.
They'll have more control and more surveillance over
Fish is fucking up
us. So we'll
people's
have
minds,
much more of
dude.
an Orwellian society. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and if you like this video,
we will.
I mean,
Now, has anybody read the comments? Has anybody bothered to go read the comments? Because
Wait a
that's probably
second.
gold.
Wait a second.
some
I got
yeah.
a question.
What?
Are we a YouTube channel watching YouTube channels?
No, it's
Yeah,
a
that was
TikTok,
TikTok.
bro. Get it right.
Yeah, come on,
Okay,
Come on.
all right.
Totally
As long
different.
as we're not, all right. All
totally
right.
different.
Don't fuck
So
with our
lost.
metaverse.
But I mean, we started. I mean, if you really wanted to talk about the holographs, go back to Tupac. Which how long ago was the holographic Tupac at Coachella? Like 10 years ago.
2012?
So long ago, and we haven't even advanced past that really when it comes to that kind of shit. So.
Have we
drones?
not? I don't know, man. Like, who's paying the bucks though? Like, they probably have.
Nothing good that we've seen. There hasn't been another musical act that's done anything that's surpassed that at all. Like I
Ever.
did a thing a couple years ago for the Strain
What about
At
the Zappa
Comic-Con.
one?
using those kind of things, and it was still screens and everything. It still hadn't gotten to a really cool place yet.
Wasn't Zappa going to do something? Katie, wasn't Zappa going to do a holograph thing with like some of the original
Come on,
band?
Katie, save Kev now.
Yeah.
Gotta wait for the delay.
If anybody knows about Zappa, it's Katie. So
Yeah, she's awesome.
I mean, I don't know. I was just really funny and really interesting and crazy that we've entered into that realm of conspiracies with fish. So
What's
he
weird
said
is
yes.
night 3 wasn't even the craziest night for me. I saw shit on night 4 that you can't even imagine.
what, the rats?
That's why maybe they should just hand out mushrooms to everybody, and then you see whatever you want to see, right? Psychedelics
Or whatever you don't want to see. I mean,
That
let's
too.
you don't
Tim was-
control that shit.
Tim was having a ratatouille moment.
Dude, I'm going to Disney in September and I'm fucking excited.
With
Like,
with the new baby?
yeah.
Dude, that you were you should have
I know. I can't even afford it, but it's a
No,
whole
you
thing.
the problem is the baby's I mean the baby won't remember it, but the baby's so young. I don't know.
Yeah, it's not for the baby. It's for
I
the.
took
Evie.
Cerise. I took Cerise and Cayenne when Cerise was just born and Cayenne was 3 years old. So about where you are now, and neither one of them remember it. I probably could have saved them money for a later.
Well, here's
trip.
the thing. We told Evie, my oldest, my only right now. We have a second one coming. We told her like in passing, like, oh, maybe we'll go do your birthday in Disney, and she
You
fucking
didn't
latched
forget that
onto it.
shit, right? She's
And
holding you to
literally every
that.
day I drive her to school and she's like, oh, we're going to do this on my birthday at Disney. And so it's like, all right, we're definitely doing that now.
She's told her
And
friends at school and her teachers
Yeah.
and everybody already
Yeah.
that that's happening. See, you should have come out a day early for the wedding and gone to Disney with us because we're doing the
I know.
pre-wedding
they're
trip with all
not
the fam.
coming.
Oh,
Cerise, Cerise on her 7th birthday, I took her to Disney World, and for all 6 nights we were there, she told him it was her birthday and got free shit. Like everywhere we went, it was her birthday every day. She learned so quick.
that's it. And they love that stuff too. Like Disney's the best because they basically have to like give you stuff.
They give you the pin. Today's
Yep.
my birthday, and the whole
Yep.
9 yards.
I got to
Yep.
say, I'm a huge Disney stan now. Like, I hadn't gone in 30 years until last year. I brought my daughter, but it was such a magical experience. Like, if you have kids, it's really fucking special. Like, all right, maybe not like without the kids, it might be like, oh, what are you doing? But like seeing it through her eyes,
for sure.
it's just like, I don't know, man. We were excited to get back. And yeah, I can't really afford it, but you know, that's
Right.
the American dream. Fuck it.
Bring
right?
Llama in so we can get out of here.
I don't think Llama wants to come in. He can control when he comes in or not.
Come on in, Llama.
Come in, Llama.
All
You're gonna see
right.
fish tomorrow.
We
You
have
excited?
Oh,
we
yeah.
have to do the Tom Marshall prayer for spiritual guidance so you can get your llama tomorrow.
I want to know, Llama, what you're doing. You sleeping in tomorrow, obviously, and then what's the plans for the day? Laying by the pool?
Just go check out the resort and see what there is to offer. I'm gonna get some tacos. I'll pass store for sure.
Nice.
Is it
Yeah, that'll
one
be good for
set?
your hangover for sure.
One set tomorrow?
Yeah, one set tomorrow, 9 p.m.
Okay. That was to
I
give
think-
everybody time to get into town and
I
Yeah.
think if this show tonight has taught us anything, though, it's getting Llama to drink all day and drink during the show gets him to come on camera and talk more. So now we know
Yeah.
the secret to getting him to actually come on.
Yeah, the sauce helps.
Sauce helps a lot.
it does.
It's also a good time to remind everybody that we will be doing recaps or reviews of the shows 15 minutes after encore, all 4 nights. And actually, that goes
So tomorrow night.
definitely, yeah, tomorrow night. But like forever, every time Fish plays, 15 minutes after encore, you should tune into Wook Plus. So.
The After Fish after show. Yes, Llama.
Can I end this show with a round table?
Yeah, but
Yeah, why
let's
not?
make sure everybody likes and subscribes. Ring the
Oh yeah,
bell.
we should get that in. You know
Everybody
you're supposed
like
to
and subscribe.
Hey, and if you're watching this after the fact, comment and tell us something. I don't even give a fuck
About
what
how
you
dumb
say.
we are. Yeah, you know.
Agree with me. They hate when people
Tell
agree
Kev
with
how
me.
witty he is.
Tell
Yeah.
us Kev's bad take.
Yeah.
Professor Kev.
Dude, it's so crazy. It's that guy's 100th show, and it's only my 10th show tomorrow.
Jeez.
I can't believe that. That is nuts, by the way.
That is nuts.
Dude, I
I mean, you
didn't.
live in Iowa, so I get it. Like, I get
Right,
it.
but even before I moved to Iowa, like I wasn't sold on Fish when I first saw him. You know, like
Not
I liked
100%
him.
sold.
I wasn't 100% sold after I saw him at Bonnaroo. It was a
That's
festival set.
funny.
But I was sold enough to go see him again at Syracuse in 2016, and then I was hooked.
You've got two
Wow.
Taper's Choice shows under your belt and only 10 Fish shows. Man,
Dude, yeah. No,
nuts.
I've got, 2 Taper's Choice
More
shows.
than
No,
that. You saw
3.
Denver,
3,
yeah.
bitch.
oh
I
Denver,
saw
that's
Denver.
right, Denver. I
Yeah.
forgot. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, you almost you're catching up to Fish.
Dude, yeah, for sure. But my roundtable to close the show is, what's the opener for tomorrow night?
Go ahead, T.
I hate you so much. I'm gonna go with Everything's Right.
There you go. I'm going with Punch You in the Eye.
Oh, I don't have any fucking idea. I'm gonna go with The Curtain with.
Ooh. Are you going to have with?
Yeah.
All right.
It
I'm
will
gonna go
be
with the
with.
The last couple
Landlady.
times they did it, I think it was without.
Yeah, since 4.0.
Yeah.
I'd like to see him open with Tweezer since they opened last show with Tweezer and closed with Reprise. So kind of just like bring it back and start it
Oh,
afresh
yeah.
again after MSG.
That would be good.
This was a
Yeah.
fun show, man. I
It's
really
a fun
like
show.
this.
It's fun hanging out with you guys. We should.
I
do it
like
more
you
often.
guys. I like the chat. I like everybody here. This was fun.
The chat's what really brings it together. So
I
thank
feel
you
like
to
we
the
should
chat.
do
It
this.
is.
Yes, thanks to
I
the
feel like we should
chat.
do this
Thanks to everybody who
again.
watches.
Yeah,
Without
come
the
to
chat,
tomorrow night.
without the chat, there would be no us. So
Yeah, that
right.
sounds like something.
Yep.
Why not? All right, 15 minutes after Encore. Llama, enjoy the fucking Cancun
Yes, Llama, we
sun.
love
I
you.
will.
It'll be fun.
I will
make sure you
enjoy it.
turn your phone on and record yourself.
Yeah, record something.
I will record other things, maybe not myself, because
Be
people
a
want to see
content
other
creator.
things.
We have a YouTube
We
channel.
want
Get some
reports from the
pictures.
field.
All
And most
right.
All
importantly, relax. You're on vacation.
Yes.
Tell everyone we said hi.
No
All right.
shoes.
Thanks, like, and subscribe.
No
Bye,
shoes
buddy.
on vacation.